to example 2, it says, write the equation of a line that passes through the point M, which is 4, 1, and is perpendicular to y is equal to -3/4 x minus 1. So again, we know we have ourselves a point here. The x value of that point is 4. The y value of that point is 1. So we know ourselves our point. Next thing we need to figure out is what's our slope. Well, we have a second line somewhere out there that's perpendicular to the line that we want, and that perpendicular line has a slope of -3/4. So the slope that we have up here is -3/4. Since our line is perpendicular to this one, remember this isn't the line we're looking for, our line is perpendicular to it. We're going to take this slope, flip it upside down. Because this one's negative, ours will be positive. So the information we're pulling from here is our point, and we get our slope from the equation of this line. So flip it upside down, make it 4/3 because it's perpendicular. Once we have our x1, our y1, and our m, we can go forward and start putting things into our point slope form. Y minus y1 equals m, x minus x1. We know our information. We know that x1 is 4. We know that y1 is 1. We know that m is 4/3. At this point, since we have our information, what I want to encourage you to do is try solving through each of these. Try solving for your slope point form. Try solving for your slope and y-intercept form. Try solving for your standard form, and then go to the very end of the video and see if you get the same answers. I'm going to be walking through them right now, so if you still need to just follow along with, you're more than welcome to do that. But I want to encourage you to see if you can try that on your own. Here we go, continuing through. My y1 is 1. My slope is 4/3. My x stays as an x. My x1 is a 4. At this point, what I want to do is multiply this 4/3 through my bracket. So y minus 1 stays the same. 4/3 times x gives us 4/3 x. And 4/3 times -4. Well, a positive times a negative gives us a negative. 4 times 4 on the top gives me 16. 3 times 1 on the bottom gives me 3. So there we are in point slope form. Next step here, we want to rearrange this so it's in slope and y-intercept form. First step is just to rewrite the information we have. So y minus 1 is equal to 4/3 x minus 16/3. Next step is to get y by itself, so move this 1 over. Since I have -1 here, I'll have +1 over here later. So 4/3 x minus 16/3 plus 1. And as our last step, we'll be adding together these two numbers. So we have a fraction and a whole number. We need to get ourselves a common denominator, which will be 3. So plus 3/3. -16 over 3 plus 3/3. Well, the rule is we want to add our tops together. So we get -16 plus 3, which gives us -13. So subtracting 13, and we keep our bottoms the same. We do not add them together. So y equals 4/3 x minus 13 over 3. And since we're in slope and y-intercept form, what we can do is just do a quick check. My slope here is 4/3. The slope that I want is 4/3. So we know we're good so far with our slope. Last step here, we want to put this up into standard form. So we just start by rewriting y is equal to 4/3 x minus 13 over 3. Standard form, put everything on the left. So we get y is equal to -4, y minus 4/3 x thirds is equal to 0. Again, remember when you move it to the other side of the equal sign, this plus becomes minus, this minus becomes plus, equals 0 off on the right. Next thing, let's do this in alphabetical order. So we have negative 4 thirds x plus y plus 13 thirds is equal to 0. And remember in standard form, we're not allowed to have a negative sign as our first term. So we'll multiply this by negative 1, we'll multiply this by negative 1, we'll multiply this by negative 1, multiply this by negative 1. And what happens is negative 4 thirds becomes positive 4 thirds x, positive y becomes negative y, positive 13 thirds becomes negative 13 thirds. And that's equal to 0. And in standard form, we are not allowed to have fractions of any kind. So what we want to do, I'll do this in green, is multiply every single term by 3 to get rid of our fractions. And it's a 3 because we have 3's on the bottom here. So our common multiple to get rid of is the 3. So if I do 3 times 4, I get 12. 12 divided by 3 gives me 4 again, so we get 4x. 3 times y gives me 3y, and it's negative, so we have negative 3y. 3 times 13, and then divide that by 3, we get 13 back again, so negative 13 equals 0. And we should be multiplying that 0 by 3 as well. So we get 4x minus 3y minus 13 equals 0. And there's example B in standard form.